My name is Takuma. I'm 30 years old. Believe it or not, I never get horny. Ever. I was in 6th grade when I first found out. That was around when all of my friends started to tell dirty jokes and read Playboy magazines. I never liked talking about that kind of stuff. I even thought it was disgusting that people actually did that kind of stuff. So one time, I told my friends that I didn't like it when they talked about those kinds of things in front of me. Then they started to treat me like I was a freak. They said it was weird that I wasn't interested in that sort of stuff, and even started making fun of me, saying that I was into guys. I didn't want those rumors to spread, so I immediately told them that I was joking. And thereafter, I tried my best to fit in and go along with whatever they were talking about. That's part of the reason I've always felt lonely. Obviously, I've never masturbated before either. I didn't even want to think about me doing something like that. This troubled me. I couldn't bring myself to tell anyone about how I felt. I didn't even tell my parents because I was so embarrassed. But it's not like I'm into guys either. Because one time, I had a crush on a girl. Because I didn't have any sexual desires, I didn't know if I liked this person as a friend or if it was something more. But I wanted to spend my time with her, that's for sure. I was in 8th grade when I got my first girlfriend. Her name was Ayumi. She was kind of introverted. One day after school, Ayumi asked me if I would go out with her, and that's how we started dating. Ayumi, what's up? What'd you call me over here for?
Well, I think I like you. So, do you want to go out with me?
What?
I mean, you're kind and fun to be around, so what do you think?
Well, I love spending time with you as well.
Really? And can you go out with me?
Yeah, sure.
Really? Yay! I was kind of waiting for you to ask me out first, but oh well. But I couldn't wait, so here we are.
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that.
It's alright. That's why I like you so much. Alright, how about we go on a date this weekend?
Sure. Where'd you want to go?
Let's see.
To tell you the truth, I was interested in Ayumi since we were in 7th grade. But I couldn't act on it because I wasn't sure if this feeling was romantic or not. So I was relieved when Ayumi asked me out. I was glad to find out that she liked hanging out with me as much as I liked hanging out with her. So I thought we were on the same page, and I decided to start dating her. We went on so many dates. We went to the movie theater, a theme park, cafes, and more. I had so much fun hanging out with her. I had no complaints with how our relationship was going, and I thought that she felt the same way. But things didn't last very long. After about a year, when we were both in high school, Ayumi asked me if I wanted to go stay at a hotel with her. I knew what would have happened if I said yes, but I really wasn't up for it. It made me sick just thinking about it, so I declined. After that incident, Ayumi and I gradually grew distant from one another.
Hey, Takuma?
What's up?
Do you love me?
Huh? Of course I do!
It's okay. You don't have to lie to me.
I'm not lying!
Then why haven't we done anything yet? It's 'cause you don't like me, isn't it?
Well, I mean, I love you, but I really don't feel like doing those kinds of things with you.
So you're saying I'm not good enough for that?
No, of course not! You're perfect! Very pretty too!
I've went out of my way to ask you if you wanted to stay over several times now, but you never said yes. So, you don't think of me as your girlfriend, do you?
Well...
It's fine. I think we should break up.
What? No!
I'm tired of hoping for things to change. I want this to be over.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Goodbye.
Now that I think about it, Ayumi got prettier and prettier every time we met. She probably made all that effort for me. And I knew about the signs she had been giving me. But I could never bring myself to do something like that. And I let her down because of it. I knew it wasn't her fault, so it hurt all the more. That's why I stopped going out with anyone. I also started to become more worried about what was going on with my body. When I was in high school, it didn't bother me as much. But things never changed for me, even after I started college. I still hated thinking about it and never touched myself, ever. I occasionally got erections, but I've never actually ejaculated before, not even in my sleep. I wasn't even sure if I was capable of it. I'm sure I was the only guy at my university who was going through something like this. I grew more worried by the day, but I couldn't tell anyone about it either. It's not like my parents were hard to talk to. I just never felt like telling them, so I never did. After I graduated college, I moved out, got my own place, and started working. There were a couple of girls that I got close to after that, but I never asked them out formally, and so eventually, I just gave up. I convinced myself that I was going to be alone for the rest of my life. And when I would occasionally go back to my parents' place, they would ask me if I had a girlfriend yet. And every time, it hurt to see my mother's worried face. But I still couldn't bring myself to tell them the truth. One day, one of my coworkers asked me if I wanted to go out to dinner with him and a bunch of girls. I declined at first, but he told me that they just needed me so that there would be an equal number of guys and girls. So I had no other choice but to do him a favor and go. But little did I know that this dinner would change my life. The 6 of us went to a pub to grab dinner. We just talked about random stuff and had a decent time. After we finished eating, the 2 other guys started chatting up 2 of the girls that were there with us. Eventually, they went back to their place together. So there I was, left by my coworker with Yuka. I was planning on going home, but just when I was about to tell Yuka goodbye, she asked me if I wanted to have a few more drinks at another bar.
Hey.
Huh?
Do you want to grab a few more drinks? Just for like an hour, please?
Well, I guess if it's just for an hour.
Really? Yeah. All right, let's go then.
On any other day of the week, I would have declined her offer. But for some reason, on that day, I agreed. I guess I was interested in Yuka as well. She had a beautiful smile and seemed kind. She wasn't very talkative, so I was surprised when she asked me if we could go have a few more drinks. But I was also kind of happy that she did. We found out that we had a lot in common with each other, so we went out to dinner a couple times after that night as well. Dating her wasn't an option for me though, so I knew this relationship would end eventually. But she was really fun to be around, and I found myself gradually gravitating towards her. I even thought about marrying her. But that didn't mean I was into her sexually. I wanted to spend more time with her. I wished that this relationship would last forever. And 3 years went by without either of us asking the other out. That all changed on my 28th birthday. She reserved a fancy restaurant for my birthday and paid for everything. We got all dressed up and had a great time together. This was the perfect situation for me to propose to her or something, but we weren't like the other couples. Deep down, I really wanted to ask her to marry me, but I didn't think I'd be able to make her happy. But that was when Yuka finally told me this.
Hey, Takuma, I have to tell you something.
Huh? Okay, what is it?
It's been 3 years since we've met. What do you think of our relationship?
I was able to figure out what Yuka was trying to say immediately. We weren't even dating, but we've been seeing each other at least once a week for 3 years. She wanted to know if we were ever going to be anything more than just friends. I sure wanted that, but if she found out that I don't have any sexual desires, I'm gonna let her down. And then I'd never see her again. So I just sat there without saying anything.
Well, I like you, Takuma, so will you marry me?
Huh?
Is that a no?
Wait! But we're not even dating, are we?
Oh, I guess. Sorry, I thought we were dating all this time. I'm so sorry.
No, don't apologize. But did you say that you wanted to marry me?
Yeah, I want to be with you forever.
Yuka, I felt the exact same way. I wanted to be with her as well, but I was trying to think on how to respond, but eventually, Yuka laughed and told me to forget about everything she just said. I hated to see her trying to hide her disappointment like that. And that's why I made the choice to tell her everything. Yuka, I have something to tell you as well.
What?
Well, this is pretty serious stuff, but I told her about everything. The truth about me, that I didn't have any sexual desires, and that I loved her. That didn't mean I was sexually aroused by her. I told her about everything. Yuka just sat there and listened to me. Well, that's everything. I'm so sorry that I'm like this. You must be disappointed.
No, that's not true at all. I mean, I kinda knew, to be honest.
Huh?
I mean, you've never done anything to me, even when we were alone at my place, so I kind of connected the dots and figured it out on my own.
I'm sorry for keeping this from you for so long, but that doesn't mean I'm not interested in you or anything.
I know.
So you understand?
Yeah, and to tell you the truth, I feel the same way.
Huh?
I also get sick thinking about that kind of stuff.
Wait, really?
Yeah, and that's why none of my relationships have worked out in the past.
So you're just like me?
Yep, so I know exactly how you feel.
Really? So it wasn't just me, huh? Wait, was that the reason you asked me out the day we met?
What are you talking about? There's no way I could have guessed that about you when I had just met you a few hours prior.
Well, I guess you're right. Then why did you ask me out?
I just guessed.
What does that even mean?
But I wasn't wrong, was I?
I guess not. You were right.
See? Pretty impressive, huh? So, what about my offer?
Oh, yeah, of course. Let's get married. Thank you so much.
Great.
And so that's how we decided to get married. All this time, I thought Yuka was a calm and reserved person, but the more I was with her, I realized how strong and confident she was. Yuka took the charge on planning our wedding. She was working so hard that I became worried that she was going to lose interest in me. She would always reassure me, telling me that she loved me all the same. We met each other's parents to tell them that we were getting married, and that we wouldn't be having any kids. They seemed a bit disappointed at first, but they eventually agreed. They told us that if that's what we decided on, they wouldn't intervene. We both didn't want any kids. There was no particular reason why, so I felt like we didn't need to go visit the doctor. But Yuka insisted on getting herself and me checked out. So we both went to the hospital for a health checkup. They both told us we had a sexual disorder, but there was nothing else wrong with us. Right now, we're both working different jobs. In our free time, we go out on dates or just spend some of it just by ourselves. It's not like things have really changed a whole lot since before we were married, but we don't really see a problem with that. We're the only ones that know about each other's sexual disorders. Not even our parents or siblings know. Even if someone came up to us and told us that our relationship was weird, I see no problem with it if we're happy with what we have. Love and marriage isn't just about sex. So I'm hoping that we can continue to respect and support each other and live together happily.